Alright, everybody, welcome to the first series that I will probably be doing. I'm going to try to play through all of the God Eater games, starting with Resurrection. Now, this is a retrain of the first game, one of the third retrains they've ever had. We've only had the latter two in the States, so I'm going to be playing through all of them. So here we go. I've tried a little bit of the game ahead of time, but we will start a new game here and get on with it. Where is it? Where is it? There it is.
Take this! Saving up for something special.
Oh, we'll go with that. And that's the first one I had. Got a little bit of the game in. And then I'll start this new one here with y'all. God, it's so cool.
Well, will you look at that? A rare one.
It's strong, and to the victor go the spoils.
Old man Sakaki's gonna have a fit when he sees this.
I'd like to see some reinforcements out here. If we're all done here, let's call for Exfil. I'm starved. Speaking of, what are they serving today?
Admittedly, I wasn't paying a lot of attention at the last supply meeting. Wait, just remembered. Some new engineered corn or something.
You mean that same overgrown corn on the cob fiasco? It's so hard to chew.
Yeah, we're having a bit of a lean year. We should be glad we're getting fed at all.
Hey, Soma, how about a trade, huh? You like corn?
Don't think so.
Come on, if we're not back soon, we'll get a lot of nothing.
God, that's a massive hole.
Pardon the interruption, Director. I believe Norn has found a match. A potential new type God Eater, sir.
Very good. Send the data to my personal terminal. Summon them. There's potential, but they must first clear the test.
Heh. be
Install
here.
the Bastion of Fenrir. In this chamber, we shall test your compatibility to join the anti-origami punitive force, the God Eaters. Please, do try to relax. I assure you, there is nothing at all to fear.
Nothing to
When
fear.
you're ready,
Look at the
place
wall.
your wrist within the device at the center of the room.
I will admit, the weapon is cool, but... Oh?
Congratulations are in order. You are the very first of our new type God Eaters. Brilliant! You have passed the test, and well. Now that we're certain you're a God Arc match, we must ensure your welfare with a short physical.
Oh.
Please, wait in the lobby just beyond the door. The doctor will see to you shortly. And do let someone know if you feel unwell.
Well, isn't that
I
interesting?
have great hopes.
Sup? Want some gum?
I would love some gum.
Oh, wait, yeah, totally out. I kinda just downed the last piece.
You fiend.
So, you were a match too? That makes at least two of us. How old are you anyway? Well, I've still got a nanosecond of experience on you. Pleasure to meet you.
Don't you love to talk?
Stand.
Huh?
Stand and to attention, now. Excellent. I've got a busy day planned, so we'll keep this quick. My name is Tsubaki Amamiya. I am the senior operator here at the Far East, and I'll be your advisor. Your schedule is as follows. A full medical workup followed by a gamut of physical conditioning. You'll be taught basic combat strategies and tactics, and given a brief overview of God Arcs and armament. Until this moment, God Eaters have put their lives on the line to defend you. Now it's
Her
your turn
outfit
to repay
did
them.
not have to
Plan
look
on
like
staying
that.
alive, every order will be answered and enacted immediately. Understood? Am I understood?
Ma'am, yes, ma'am.
I guess I'm mute.
Now, as to your exams, let's begin with you, shall we? Orders are to report to Dr. Paylor Sakaki's office at 1500 hours. Until then, you're free to tour the facility as you wish.
Yay!
Welcome to Fenrir's Far East branch, which we affectionately call the Den. This is your home now. These teammates, your family. Godspeed.
Now, I'm not gonna lie, the first time I went through this, I didn't know what I was doing for like the first 40 minutes. You should probably say hi to everyone when you have the chance to know what to say. First impressions are lasting. I guess you should go through the database in the terminal. Did you see how much text there is? Yeah. Change upgrades. Subject, nice to meet you. Message, by the way. English, my apologies. By the way, do you know when my medical checkup is? I think Miss Tsubaki told me, but I can't remember. I want to ask her, but she's kinda scary. All that other stuff? I'm not reading that. I've got to go to Tsubaki again. And it's quite funny because she says where to go, but I skipped through the text on my first go and I went through every single one of these rooms to find out where I was. There we go.
Didn't expect that. You were here precisely 726 seconds before I anticipated. Interesting. I am Paler Sakaki. Dr. Paler Sakaki, the chief of Aragami Tech and R&D. I'm certain we'll be seeing quite a lot of each other over the coming days. Welcome aboard, new type. As you can see, I'm still a touch busy at the moment. Things to do, screens to watch. Johannes, why don't you do your speech thing, and then I'll go.
Sure. Though, Doctor, I think it is high time you learn to prioritize between work and personal research. Thank you for taking part in the aptitude test. I know it is not pleasant. My name is Johannes von Schicksal. I'm the director of the Far East Branch, reporting directly to
German!
Once again, congratulations on your acceptance. I know you shall do great things in your time here.
Don't let the speechifying fool you. He's an ex-tech guy. No doubt the new type medical exam is calling to him.
A tech guy? Do keep in mind that I hung up my lab coat because we have you now, Doctor.
Once a scientist, always a scientist, Johannes.
Perhaps. In any case, if I may return to my speechifying. The Fenrir Corporation has many goals, of which you are now a critical part. Your direct duties, while crucial, are rather simple. You God Eaters hunt down and destroy Aragami, and gather their materials. These materials are then converted into resources. They help maintain this base, and supply the upcoming Aegis project.
These numbers. There's no way they can be right.
The Aegis project will defend humanity in our utopia. A fortress at sea, impregnable to Aragami assault, located near the deepest part of the Sea of Japan.
Ah, of course, of course!
Be quiet.
Once the final phase of the project is complete, humanity will be able to live in peace again, free from these monsters.
Amazing! The new types are a miracle!
Taylor, I am trying to teach something.
Oh, right. Sorry. It's just these readings. They're beyond our wildest hopes.
Then it seems the future of humanity is in good hands. You will do us proud. And on that note, I shall place you in the doctor's hands and take my leave. Paler, be sure to send the results.
Sir, yes, sir.
I believe we're ready to begin. Go ahead and lie down on the bed just there. As the exam begins, you will feel a bit drowsy. I assure you there's nothing to worry about. When you awaken, you'll be in your quarters. It's a, cat nap, so to speak. Shouldn't be more than a few hours. 10,800 seconds at most. Sleep well.
How long is that? I'll put it on the screen later. Alright, you can access the archive. Alright, time to do what I want to do. Perfect. That right there, if you couldn't tell, was swapping weapons. There's a couple that I haven't tried yet. I do want to... I'll actually do that right now. I would like to try the... Lance and minigun. And I don't know how important these are, but this has the most stuff, so I'm using it. Next, see Hibari. She runs the God Eater Missions Information Processing. Speak to her in order to receive an order for a mission. After that, use the terminal up those stairs to select your loadout. Understood. Very good. Expecting a lot. Hibari! Alright. So there is a mission here. But just for everyone's first reference, we will go through the tutorials. And when it says button 2, I'm using a PlayStation controller that's just X. You just kind of have to figure out what the buttons
first rule
are.
of combat is this. Knowledge of one's surroundings is the line between life and death. Take a look around. Excellent. Now focus straight ahead once more. Second rule of combat. Keep moving. Here's a primer on the most effective forms of traversal in the field. There are 2 platforms in the training area. Go ahead and climb atop them. High ground is an advantage that can't be denied, both in scouting and actual combat scenarios. Always be sure to keep one eye on your stamina. If you lose your breath out there, it
Can
may
I
cost more than your pride. Why don't you go for a
I
quick
can.
run? Get that heart rate up.
Stamina is the ST bar right there, the white one. The one above that, you will see what it does in a second.
Alright, that seems like a suitable warm-up. Now, on to the basics of combat training. The weapon in your hand is called a God Arc, the only tool that can slay Aragami, bound to you for life. We've just released some Aragami mock-ups into the training chamber. Strike them down. Your God Arc is a versatile weapon. On a whim, it can transform from a blade into gun form for ranged attacks. Transfer now to gun form, and let loose a few rounds against the Aragami.
Now, that's what the bar above that was for. That is the... I actually don't remember what it's
It is
called.
critical to note that ranged attacks consume a measure of oracle power.
That's what
You'll
it's
have
called.
to monitor that as well. Now, take the lessons I've taught you and defeat the Aragami with a combination of tactics. Did you get all that down? Excellent. That will be all for today's basic training. You are dismissed.
And that is the basics for it. There's also this. Which we will learn about in the next training that I'll do here. And that's just explaining the different types of currency. There's Gap, which I didn't get far enough into the game to find a use for, and then there's just the little tiny hexes, which are the currency. And then it has you save after every match, so we'll be seeing that screen frequently. I selected the right thing, right? Yep.
Let's begin with a review, shall we? Make sure you were paying attention in the last session. Slay the enemy. Be aware they are tougher than what you're used to, and will require some advanced tactics. Stay sharp. When there's no hope of avoiding an attack entirely, open your shield to absorb the brunt of the assault. You should never be afraid to heal.
This
Keeping
spear
yourself
is
in
neat.
fighting
I
trim
like
is
the
the
spear.
only way to survive.
HP decreases for damage. 12 is pushing down on the right joystick. At least
It
that's what it
does,
is
however,
for me.
take a while to bandage yourself properly.
5 and 6
Using
are
stun
R1
grenades
and
will buy you
L1.
some time and space. Now, I think I'll have you fight the Aragami from before one more time. Let's see how you fare. Your God Arc has another special trait that you should make good use of in the field. Devour Form. This allows you to take Oracle energy directly from the enemies you face in the wild.
Boom.
By siphoning
That's
this
a-
Oracle, you can temporarily increase your own strength, even to unheard of levels. Wait for an opening to present itself, and then strike with Devour Form. From there, enter
Whoa.
Burst Mode, and finish the beast. If you devour an Aragami you've already slain, you can collect all sorts of materials from its core.
I
These
have found
materials are
that-
critical to advancing our research,
I'll say
as
after
well
this.
as earning enhancements to your God Arc itself.
So you can hold triangle, which is just the top button for me, and that's what makes the guy do this.
Alternatively, you can collect the scraps that line the field during battle. Just to prove you can do it, please go around and pick up the ones we've littered about the training area. Training will conclude in 20 seconds.
But I have also found that you can hit R1 and triangle, and that will automatically let you do the god eating thing.
Very well.
I
It
don't-
seems you've passed boot camp simply enough.
Do not
Next,
believe
you'll
there's
go up
anything
against the
else.
real thing. Fight well, God Eater.
Here we go. And now I'll send us into the first mission here. We'll get some story.
Oh, Lindo. The director said that if I saw you, I should tell you he wishes to meet with you.
Awesome. Sounds like you didn't see me then. Oh ho! Hey there, Rook. The name's Lindo Amamiya. According to various documents, I am your superior officer. But I never paid much attention to that crap, and neither should you. In-game, I want you to be someone who I know has my back, and I'll have yours.
Oh, who's this? A new recruit?
Yup, and you're totally ruining my big scary speech about our brutal coda, so shoot.
Of course, sir. You're the boss, sir.
Now I lost my place, so we're cool, yeah? I'm sending you out into battle, and I know that's scary, but look, I'm gonna be right here with you. Got it? Oh, and look at the time. It's half past mission. Let's go.
I love that. Half-past mission. Jesus, the buildings are demolished.
Man, this place has seen better days for sure. All right, Rook, we're gonna get some hands-on experience today. You got 3 big rules. Don't die. If you're in danger, frickin' run. And last, hide. Well, not hide. Use cover. Stealth wins fights. Wait, is that 4 big rules then? I'm gonna bottom line it for you. Survive. Actually, yeah, let's say 1 big rule. Survive. All right, kid.
That's a
Get
good
this show on
rule.
the road.
Hey there. This is our first field op together. I'm excited to work with you. Now let's get out there.
be a pretty basic one. Nothing crazy or unexpected. I know it's your first time to see them. Just remember to stay calm. Watch the movements and strike them.
Ow.
Stand right there.
That monster is trying to break off from combat.
Where'd it go?
It's gotten into it.
It just up and ran away. And I think it called me a jerk.
It called me a jerk!
Origami down. Confirmed. Origami way down. They're weaker. Hit him. Hit him hard.
Don't rush it. Origami killing is an art. Not like music. You know, still art.
Target origami has been neutralized. Well performed, God Eaters.
I don't just hand out compliments. So when I say you moved well out there for a recruit, I mean it.
And what I did there, the reason I was hitting him after he was dead, you can, it's kind of like Monster Hunter, how you can, like, carve a monster. You can eat parts off of monsters in this game. Pretty cool. And this is just telling you if you die, the mission has failed.
Ah, there you are. We've got a lot of ground to cover. So, what do you say we just jump right in? Now, what do you think an origami is? Lots of words come to mind. The apex predator, the devourer of mankind, God's given flesh. Well, those are all right, in a way. These phrases, while dramatic, aren't misconceptions. Rather, you could say they simply evolved from wonderment. The speaker clearly has their eyes fixed on the phenomena before them. Today, we are striving for a deeper answer. Tell me, have you ever wondered from whence the origami come? History books tell us that they just appeared, as though from the air itself. Since then, their numbers have grown. Strange, no? As though they are ripping through the very core of evolutionary process.
Hey, does this lecture have an intermission? Or a point? Our job's to kill them. What does it matter where they come from?
Oh, it matters. Origami have no heart. Neither do they have a brain or a digestive system or spinal fluids. Frail humans that we are, a powerful strike to the chest would cripple or kill us. But no, that won't bring down an origami. You see, these beasts are clusters of auricle cells, each individually a single-cell organism of its own, ever devouring the others. Mad? Ha! Perhaps. But each origami is a colony of hundreds, nay thousands of individual life forms, each striving to survive. And this dangerous, deadly, elegant fusion of cells cannot be destroyed by conventional weapons. They are impervious to all assault. So, how then are we meant to survive? How can we defeat such a powerful predator?
Well, they die when we hit them a lot with the God Arc, or shoot them a lot with the God Arc, so...
Precisely! A God Arc! A biological weapon infused with the same auricle cells that inhabit an origami's body.
Oh.
That's the key. They are the only weapons capable of cutting through their ever-fusing auricle cells. But just cutting them down will do no good. The rogue cell colonies will grow and heal, or worse, form new monsters to be defeated. No, there is only one way to ensure victory. Tearing out the core. The cells that serve as a control center. But of course, such a task is challenging to say the least. Even with our God Arcs, we have no way to deliver such a devastating blow. At some point, people recognized in these monsters, in their immortality, the spirits of the many gods once worshipped here. They deemed these creatures origami, and we fight them still. I think that's as good a place as any to hold for today. As homework, please refer to the Norn database for more on the history of origami. Dismissed.
I didn't pay attention to his speech last time. I kinda ignored the fact that our weapons and the origami were the same thing. Same material, oracle cells and everything. But that is probably a good time to leave off. Got the first mission done and all the tutorials. So I will see you next time.